Good morning, children. Let's start with next reaction of metals and non-metals. Reaction of metals with salt solutions. When a more reactive metal is put in the salt solution of a less reactive metal, then the more reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from its salt solution. In other words, a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution. Salt solution of metal B plus metal A gives salt solution of metal A plus metal B. Let us take some examples to make this point more clear. First, the reaction of zinc with copper sulfate solution. When a strip of zinc metal is put in a copper sulfate solution, then the blue color of copper sulfate solution fades gradually due to the formation of colorless zinc sulfate solution, and red-brown copper metal is deposited on the zinc strip. So copper sulfate plus zinc gives zinc sulfate, which is colorless, plus copper. Next is copper sulfate plus iron. Iron is grey colored solid. So when it is placed in copper sulfate, we get green colored iron sulfate plus copper. Third reaction, silver nitrate plus copper, we get copper nitrate blue colored and silver. Then next FeSO4, iron sulfate plus zinc, we get zinc sulfate and iron. Zinc sulfate plus copper, there is no reaction, or copper sulfate plus silver, no reaction. Now you can see why there is no reaction, because copper is less reactive than zinc. Silver is less reactive than copper, therefore it cannot displace those metals from their solutions. How do metals react with non-metals? Before starting that topic, we'll just see electronic configuration of noble gases. See, group 18 elements are noble gas elements, or we can say inert gas elements. They do not take part in any kind of chemical reaction. Now, why they are inert? Let's see. Helium, atomic number 2. Electronic configuration, see here, separate cells are given. Okay, K shell, L, M, N, O, P. And number of valence electrons are also given. Valence electrons means the electrons which are present in the outermost shell. Okay, now helium, atomic number 2. Atomic number 2 means number of electrons are 2. So its first shell, that is K shell, is completely filled, and this is the outermost shell also, therefore valence electrons are 2. So duplet is completed, and therefore this is chemically stable. Okay, helium do not take part in any kind of chemical reaction. Helium does not take part in any kind of chemical reactions. Now see, metals or any element is chemically stable when octet is complete, or we can say when there are 2 electrons in K shell, or there are 8 electrons in the outermost shell or valence shell, then that element do not take part in chemical reaction. Next is neon. Now atomic number of neon is 10, and there are 8 electrons in the outermost shell. See, 2 8 8 electrons. In argon, 2 8 8, again 8 electrons are present in the outermost shell. Krypton, you can see red mark, 8 electrons are present in all these inert gases. So octet is complete, right? And therefore these elements, or we can say inert gases, are inert, or they are noble gases. They do not take part in chemical reactions. Then how do metals react with non-metals? These metals and non-metals, they are reacting to achieve nearest electronic configuration of their noble gas. Okay, now in first period, if you will see, we have only 2. It is very short period, right? Only 2 elements are present, hydrogen and helium. So hydrogen will try to acquire a noble gas configuration of helium. Then what comes? Lithium starts second period, right? So lithium will try to acquire noble gas configuration of nearest noble gas. Right, now helium is very close to lithium, so lithium will lose 1 electron and it will try to acquire noble gas configuration of helium. But in case of chlorine, yes, there are 17 electrons in chlorine, 2, 8, 7. So, which is the closest or nearest noble gas for chlorine? It's argon. So, it will try to acquire electronic configuration of argon. This way, metals and non-metals reacts. Let's see what means, how do the transfer of electrons takes place, okay, in a metal and non-metal. Before that, we will see what is cation and anion. Now in this diagram, first we will see formation of cation. Cation is positive ion, and how it is formed. Now see sodium. What is electronic configuration of sodium? 281, right? Total number of electrons are 11. Atomic number is 11. So its configuration is 281. Now sodium will lose one electron because sodium wants to acquire noble gas configuration, that is 28, right? So it will lose one electron, and by losing one electron it will have 8 electrons in its outermost shell, that is in L shell. Okay, first that is K shell, 2 electrons are there. L shell there are 8 electrons. Now sodium is now sodium ion, Na plus ion, and it is called cation. Are you getting? See, in outermost shell of sodium atom there is one electron. So this one electron will be transferred from sodium. It will be donated by sodium, and then sodium will acquire inert gas configuration, right? So that will be a sodium ion, Na plus ion. Now positive ion is called cation. Let's see what is anion. Now in case of chlorine atom, now see chlorine atom 287, right? 17 electrons are there. Its configuration is 287. Now 7 electrons are present in outermost shell. So chlorine will try to take 1 electron, and then it will have 8 electrons in its valence shell, or we can say in outermost shell. So this way octet will get completed, and therefore will get chloride ion, Cl minus ion. Now this is negative ion and it is called anion. Let's see diagrammatically how do formation of sodium chloride takes place. Now sodium, as I told you, electronic configuration is 11, and chlorine 287, that is 17. Sodium will transfer its outermost valence electron to chlorine because chlorine wants 1 electron. So this way sodium will lose 1 electron and it will be Na plus ion, and chlorine will take 1 electron and it will be chloride ion. So Na plus and Cl minus, as opposite charges are present, they will try to acquire force of attraction. Okay, Coulombic force of attraction will be there in between Na plus and Cl minus, and this way will be getting sodium chloride, and this is an ionic compound. Without diagram also we can show formation of sodium chloride. You can see sodium 281, and it is losing 1 electron and it becomes Na plus. Okay, 28 means total 2 and 8, so 10 electrons are present. Then chlorine atom. Now since sodium, if you see here, sodium with 1 dot, so this is the dot representation, right? So 1 valence electron is present in sodium, therefore sodium with 1 dot is shown. Here in chlorine atom there are 7 valence electrons, right? So there are 7 dots surrounded by chlorine atom, right? Now when this chlorine is accepting or gaining 1 electron, see here plus sign is given. In sodium, minus electron means sodium is losing 1 electron and forming sodium cation. Chlorine is acquiring 1 electron and forming chloride ion, that is chlorine anion, which is called anion, right? So this way we have got sodium ion and chloride ion. Now this sodium ion, here you can see the transfer of electron. 1 electron is getting transferred to chlorine atom, and this way we are getting Na plus and Cl minus. So this way formation of sodium chloride can be explained on the basis of, yes, on the basis of transfer of electrons. So this way to acquire octet, elements means metals and non-metals, they are transferring electrons. Sodium is metal, means generally metals they lose electrons and forms cations, and non-metals they acquire electrons and they form anions. So this way cations and anions comes close to each other and they form ionic compound. Thank you.